Good afternoon. Hope everyone has a great night. Okay. It's a lot of activity going on tonight. Um, as you can hear. Um, and if you understand that statement, then you know. Okay. So really, really learn and respect the things that go on in life. Okay. Learn how to fight through it. Learn how to just progress through it and take everything as is. It's a lot of cowardly stuff going on. Respect that. Understand that you're on a different level. You're on a different vibration. Um, and you're designed different. You're built to deal with this type of stuff. If you're really built for it, you'll get past it. You'll ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Be at peace. Be calm. Be loving. Be compassionate. Keep your integrity. Don't worry about goes on that outside. Worry about what's in the inside. And I don't know. I've just been thinking and reading a lot. Um, Trying to really work on ignoring the obvious. And just dealing with it and understanding it's all a part of life. This life. This like I always say, this is not our final destination. We have a very, you know, who knows where we go next. We have a long way, you know. Years are going by, years are flying by. It felt like yesterday I was just, you know, playing basketball in front of my house with my friends and stuff like that. We running in the house, getting juices and running back out, hooping again, playing football at the park in the field. And then you grow up and you realize, hey, you 29, about to be 30. It's really time to put the pedal to the metal. You should have been doing, if you're 29, going on 30 as in my age, my advice to you is to really just, if you're in your 20s, early 20s, or just right now, my advice to you is respect the process, uh, understand and gravitate towards things that are going to help you build your future up the right way. Help you create a solid foundation, create a legacy, create uh, create peace, create create the life you've always wanted. All right, so go after that. Stay away from the wrong people. Be careful who you're around. You know what I'm saying? Definitely be careful about who you're around. Be careful of your thoughts. Be careful of the energy you put out. Be careful of the way you treat people. Be careful of that. That's big. You never know who you're talking to. No matter what you're going through, you never know who you're talking to. Even if you're having a bad day, if somebody is being respectful, be respectful. If somebody's being an asshole, be respectful. Keep it pushing. The only thing, the only thing that crossed the line for me is, do what you want, just don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody. I don't have beef with nobody. I don't have issues with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Old friends, whatever, they old friends for a reason. You know, family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm really focused on, gravitating and making my life as peaceful as possible. You should do the same. Really get out there, uh, work out, uh, read you a good book, uh, dream good thoughts, think good thoughts, um, gravitate towards the things that you want. Okay, so how you move in life, the choices you make that determines the the options that open up the routes you take and how easy or hard your life could be. respectful. Stay away from, like I was saying, stay away from the wrong people. If you know somebody is wrong for you, stay away from them. Stay away from drugs. Control your control your, if you're a man or a woman, control what you lust over. Control your lust. And your lust can really get you in trouble. The things you see, the things you speak, the things you listen to, where you put your whoever you put your peace in, all that is soul ties. Okay, and it's got to the point to where I stopped listening to like gangster trap rap music for a while, cause it was music is very influential. Okay, so when you listen to music, you definitely are taking something from it. But now since I've like just up my mentality and my thought process and things like that and everything, um, everything that I listen to now, it doesn't affect me at all whatsoever. I literally just, go with the vibe and stuff like that. While you have people listening to music, but taking, you know, they're taking the words literally from the music and interjected it into their life. Their daily thoughts. Music can be poisonous. I shoot this in and kill it in. You hear that every day. That's gonna become your thought process, and that's why us black men walk around and think, we got problems with each other. That's why we create this imaginary beef with one another. Okay, so be careful of your thoughts. All right. Um, just really control your peace. You can't control your environment, but you can control you. You can control your thoughts. You can control what comes out your mouth. You can control what you react to. You can control your reactions to life. And I just been like, yo, I'm finna have a positive reaction to everything. No matter what happens, nothing can stop me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm untouchable. I'm just saying with the faith that I have and the way I think, the only people who could stop me are God or myself from progressing and keep and reaching, the goals I want to attain, the visions I have. So really, create your heart. Create your heart to be light as a feather. All right. Be lighthearted. Be kind-hearted. Help others. Do what you can do. I know right now it's a hard time for a lot of people. A lot of people are getting laid off. I was talking to this lady, and she told me she had been laid off and been looking for a job and things like that for months. It's a lot going on. We're going into 2021. Nobody really knows what's going on with the election, I think. From what I saw last time, I don't really entertain the news and things like that. I mean, I look at sports, the Houston Texans, that's my squad, but other than that, I don't really pay attention to everything that goes on. And once you start giving off a different energy and you start vibing different, look up John 15, I think John 15, 18, 19. John 15, 18, 19. When you start vibrating on a higher level, people start wondering or, feeling indifferent about you. But you gotta understand, man, it's all part of God's plan. When you man. Your past will create your future. If you wanted to. I was talking to another friend, another lady. She goes through similar situations. And I was just like, the biggest thing I did was stop caring what people think about me and accept my past. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. You stop caring what people think. You accept your past, and you will grow tremendously in life. You know, you become a lighter soul, a lighter heart. You know, I started working out way more. So when I have, bad thoughts, I work out. Work out, keep your peace, be careful who you're around, control your lust, stay away from weed, drugs, things like that. It's okay, I guess, to smoke weed from time to time, but let's just not make it a habit. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad if you do. If you do, you do. I hold no judgment towards anyone. But man, stay resilient, stay strong, keep your integrity, keep your peace, keep your compassion, uh, show love to others, and last but not least, pray and keep God first. Love y'all. Have a good night.